How blessed we are that yesterday we celebrated the 69th anniversary of the founding of St. James Parish, which means today we begin the 70th year of the founding of our parish, a parish with a long and wonderful history. And who would have ever guessed that during these times we would have to deal with the effects of a pandemic on our lives and the lives of everybody else? And that is why it was important, as my finance committee and our trustees have been really monitoring what we've been going through these last couple of months, these last 7 or 8 months, that it was decided that we needed to really reach out to you, our parishioners. And I would hope that you would have received a letter from me in the mail this past week. If you did not receive it, it either means that it has not yet been delivered to you, or you're not presently on our mailing list, which would be very, very important because it's one of the ways that we keep in touch with you. And one of the things that the Finance Committee had shared with me over these last several months, that they were anticipating that if things remain the same, that we would be about anywhere between $150,000 and $220,000 in the red. And so as we finished the budget for this year, and the figure came out to this, that we believe that if things remain the same, we're going to be about $181,000 in the red. Obviously, because we want to be able to build on and continue our work as the parish of St. James, and that is very important in the minds of our trustees and our finance committee, that we really address the financial situation that we're in. And so this letter went out. Hopefully most of you, all of you have received it. And what we're asking for are 3 things for your consideration. First of all, we're asking that you, especially those who may not have been supporting the church since the original close down in March, that people would prayerfully consider whether or not you could make a one-time large donation to the parish in order to offset the losses that we have experienced. The other thing would be if you would prayerfully consider at this time whether or not you are capable of increasing your Sunday offertory in support of the church and our parish, so that we can continue the missions and ministry that we have, the programs that we give to our children, to the adults who are in our parish. And thirdly, we're asking you to seriously consider that you would begin to give, for those who are not doing so, that you would begin to give your contributions online. There are several reasons for this, one of which is that if you are not here on any weekend or particular weekends, that your support will continue to come to the church, and it would help certainly in the counting of the collection when the committee does so. No, right before we had this letter and all these things ready for mailing, it was the day before, it was the last day of September. I wake up on October 1st and I see the announcement that the diocese is applying for Chapter 11 protection. And in many ways, we were anticipating that this was probably going to happen in time. And in many ways, I really applaud the diocese for doing this, because what it does is it gives the diocese the opportunity to be able to look at the bills that the diocese needs to pay, to look at their own staffing, and with regards to those who unfortunately have made allegations against either priests or other workers in the church and the Diocese of Long Island, that they would equally get a share compensation. Otherwise, it could have been that an attorney or two might have helped a handful of these victims really take all the resources, and nothing would be left for the other unfortunate victims of child sexual abuse. And so it was really, really important that the diocese do that. But it's important that you recognize this. The diocese is a separate organization, and we're our own separate corporation, which means that any money that you put in the collection that's meant for the support of our parish, it stays in our parish for the use of our parish funds, for the use of our parish bills and the paying of our salaries and utilities. That the property, our property belongs to St. James Parish, that in this Chapter 11 protection that they're seeking, and that none of our properties can be touched because every parish is a separate corporation. So the diocese then, in choosing to go Chapter 11, now simply has to, with the resources that they have at hand, be able to do this in a very, very legal and fitting way. We are so blessed to be the parish of St. James. When you think of, when I think of in the last 10 years, having the responsibility and the privilege, really, of celebrating the funerals of some of our founding members. When I think of the founding members of our parish community, I think of all of the sacrifices they made, personally and financially, so that we could be the strong parish that we are today. And I'm hoping that we will then make the decisions that we need to make, so that we will be and keep equally strong in our own day, so that the parish that we pass on to the next generation will be as strong as we have received it. So thank you very much, everyone. God bless you all. Please prayerfully consider responding to the letter that I sent to each one of you, and may God bless each one of us, the members of St. James Parish.